Have you ever trusted someone so completely that you never imagined they could lie to you? Because I did. For 3 years, I believed Ryan was the love of my life. I believed every promise, every smile, every late-night conversation about our future. But one message changed everything. And the worst part, the message didn't arrive while we were together. It arrived almost a year after our breakup. By then, I thought I knew every painful truth about him. I thought I had already survived the betrayal. I thought he had already taken everything from me. I was wrong, because Ryan had been hiding a secret so big that when it finally came out, his entire life started falling apart. And somehow, I became the person who exposed it. The perfect relationship. I met Ryan when I was 27. At the time, life felt ordinary. I worked long hours, spent weekends with friends, and honestly, I wasn't looking for a relationship. Then Ryan walked into my life. He was funny, confident, the kind of man who made every room feel brighter. Within weeks, we were talking every day. Within months, we were inseparable. Everything seemed perfect. He remembered small details. He surprised me with coffee at work. He knew exactly what to say when I was stressed. For the first year, I felt like the luckiest woman alive. Friends admired us. Family loved him. Even strangers would tell us we looked happy together. And we were. At least that's what I thought. But looking back now, the warning signs were always there. I just didn't want to see them. The red flags. The changes started slowly. Ryan became protective of his phone. Every notification disappeared instantly. Every call happened in another room. Whenever I asked questions, he laughed. "You're overthinking." That became his favorite sentence. At first, I believed him. I didn't want to be the jealous girlfriend. I didn't want to create problems. So I ignored my instincts. Months passed. The distance between us grew. Date nights became rare. Conversations became shorter. His excuses became longer. Work meetings, family emergencies, unexpected plans. There was always a reason. Always an explanation. And somehow, I kept accepting them. Because sometimes the truth is terrifying. Sometimes believing a lie feels easier. Then one evening everything changed. Ryan left his laptop open on the kitchen table. A notification appeared. Just one message. From a woman I didn't recognize. The preview read, "I can't wait to see you tomorrow." My stomach dropped. Suddenly every excuse started making sense. Every late night, every hidden call, every strange behavior. I clicked the message, and my world shattered. The betrayal. There weren't just a few messages. There were hundreds. Photos, private jokes, vacation plans, conversations stretching back months, maybe longer. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't confusion. Ryan wasn't struggling between two relationships. He was living two separate lives. And he seemed completely comfortable doing it. I sat there frozen, unable to move, unable to breathe. Then I heard the bathroom door open. Ryan walked into the room. The moment he saw the laptop, his face changed. He knew exactly what had happened. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Then he sighed, not because he felt guilty. Because he got caught. That hurt more than anything. No apology. No tears. No regret. Just annoyance. Like I was the problem. Then he said something I'll never forget. Maybe this relationship wasn't working anyway. 3 years. Reduced to one sentence. I couldn't believe it. The man I loved was gone. Or maybe he never existed. That night, I packed my things and left. No screaming. No begging. No dramatic scene. I simply walked away. And I promised myself one thing. I would never let him hurt me again. Starting over. The following months were difficult. Heartbreak doesn't disappear overnight. Every place reminded me of him. Every song brought back memories. But little by little, things improved. I focused on work. Spent time with friends. Started rebuilding my life. Eventually, Ryan became a memory. A painful one, but still a memory. I stopped checking his social media. Stopped asking mutual friends about him. Stopped caring. Or at least I thought I had. Then almost a year later, my phone buzzed. One message. One unknown number. And everything changed again. The message was short. Only 7 words. We need to talk about Ryan. At first, I ignored it. I assumed it was spam. But then another message arrived. Please. It's important. My curiosity won. I replied. Who is this? The answer came immediately. My name is Olivia. I didn't know anyone named Olivia. Then she sent another message. I was dating Ryan too. My heart nearly stopped. I thought I already knew about his cheating. I thought I already knew everything. But Olivia wasn't the woman from the messages. She was someone else. A completely different person. And suddenly I realized something horrifying. How many women had there been? The truth gets bigger. Olivia and I agreed to meet. When I arrived, she looked nervous, exhausted, heartbroken, the same way I looked a year earlier. For hours we talked, and with every conversation, the story became worse. Ryan hadn't cheated with one woman or two. There were several. Different cities, different stories, different lies. Each woman believed she was special. Each woman believed she was the only one. Ryan had created a web of deception so large that nobody knew the full truth. Until now. Then Olivia showed me something. A collection of screenshots, messages, photos, conversations, evidence. Enough evidence to expose everything. And then she revealed the biggest secret of all. Ryan wasn't just lying in relationships. He was lying to everyone. Friends, coworkers, business partners, even family. His entire image was built on deception. The plan. For the first time, all the pieces came together. Several women began communicating, sharing information, comparing timelines, comparing stories. And something incredible happened. The truth became impossible to hide. Nobody wanted revenge. Nobody wanted drama. We simply wanted honesty. We wanted people to know who Ryan really was. Because every person around him only knew the version he created, not the reality. Weeks later, the evidence started reaching the people closest to him. Not through gossip, not through public attacks, through facts, screenshots, dates, proof. The truth spoke for itself. And once it started spreading, nobody could stop it. Karma arrives. The reaction was immediate. Friends confronted him. People began asking questions. His carefully built image started cracking. For years, Ryan had controlled the story. Now he couldn't. Because facts don't disappear when they're inconvenient. Suddenly the confident man who always had answers became silent. The lies became impossible to explain. The contradictions became impossible to hide. One by one, people realized they had been manipulated. And for the first time, Ryan faced consequences. Not because anyone destroyed his life. Because he destroyed it himself. Every lie eventually creates another lie. And eventually the weight becomes too heavy. The final call. A few weeks later, my phone rang. Ryan. For the first time in almost a year. I stared at the screen. Then, answered. His voice sounded different. Nervous. Desperate. He asked if I had been involved. I told him the truth. I didn't create the evidence. I didn't invent the lies. I didn't expose anything that wasn't already true. There was silence. Then he hung up. That was the last time we ever spoke. And honestly, it felt like freedom. The lesson. For years, I thought Ryan had won. I thought he escaped consequences. I thought dishonest people always found a way forward. But I learned something important. The truth has patience. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes years. But eventually it arrives. You don't always need revenge. You don't always need to fight back. Sometimes the truth does all the work for you. Ryan thought he had won. He thought nobody would ever discover what he was hiding. But secrets rarely stay hidden forever. And when his biggest secret finally leaked, everything changed, including me. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't the woman he betrayed. I was the woman who finally moved on. And that was the greatest victory of all.